Today we're talking about self-love. Now, self-love is a strategy. It is a process. You can be the most amazing human being in the world, and everyone sees rays of light, love, and genius when they look at you. But if you yourself don't know it, all of that external admiration doesn't matter one bit. I know because I used to look at people who are successful and happy and wonder, what is their secret? Why can't I be that way? After a long struggle of dealing with failures, addictions, and self loathing, I educated myself and came to realize that the reason I couldn't be happy like the people I envied was that I didn't love myself the way they loved themselves. For me, shifting from self loathing to self love has been of profound effect and healing process in my life. Now I see happy, successful people and I smile, knowing that their lives are products of a series of decisions that support their well being on a day to day basis. Truth be told, every second you spend doubting your worth and every moment you use to criticize yourself is a tragic loss. A fresh moment of your life is thrown away. And it is not like you have forever to live either. So don't waste any more of your seconds. Don't even throw one more of your moments away. Today is the best day to start loving yourself. I've got 10 things that self-loving people that I use that have helped me become the man I am. Let's go with point number one. They tell themselves that they are good enough. This might seem overly simplistic, but it is absolutely vital. Tell yourself and say it with me, I'm enough. Anytime you begin to feel like you aren't, because sometimes the hardest part of the journey is simply believing you're worthy of the trip, and you are. Accept your flaws. Admit your mistakes. Don't hide and don't lie. Deal with your truth and grow stronger from it. Your truth won't penalize you. You are always good enough just the way you are, to grow stronger than you ever have been before. The mistakes you make along the way won't hurt you. The denial and cover up will. Flawed people are beautiful, likable, and teachable. Fakes and phonies are not. You are you for a reason. Ignore the distractions. Listen to your inner voice. Mind your own business. Keep your best wishes and your biggest goals close to your heart and dedicate time to them every single day. Don't be scared to walk alone and don't be scared to love it. Don't let anyone's ignorance, drama, or negativity derail you from your truth and from loving who you are. Point number two. They believe that they are capable of overcoming the challenges they face. Great challenges make life interesting. Overcoming them makes life meaningful. Self-loving people know this and live accordingly. It is how you deal with life's challenges that determines your level of success and happiness. Laugh at your mistakes and learn from them. Joke about your troubles and gather strength from them. Have fun with the challenges you face and then conquer them. Will doing things so always feel comfortable? Absolutely not. But will it be worth it? You bet yes. Emotional discomfort in life, when accepted, rises, crests, and crashes in a series of waves. Each wave washes an old layer of you away and deposits treasures you never expected to find. Out goes inexperience, in comes awareness. Out goes frustration, in comes resilience. Out goes hatred, in comes kindness. No one will say these waves of emotional experience are easy to ride, but the rhythm of emotional discomfort that you learn to tolerate while doing it is natural, helpful, and necessary. The discomfort eventually leaves you stronger and healthier than it ever found you. Old age is giving me gifts that youth denied me, and I love it. Point number three, they choose responsibility over blame. When something negative happens, self-loving people will look for a way to take responsibility rather than searching for someone to point a finger at. They know that placing responsibility and blame elsewhere else doesn't solve the problem. It only stirs anxiety and helplessness. By choosing to take full responsibility, self-loving people do themselves the favor of encouraging positive change and acceptance rather than stewing in sorrow and stagnation. Remember this. You are the only person responsible for your success and happiness. The best part of your life will start on the day you decide your life is your own. No one to lean on, rely on, or blame. You are in full control of your present life. Believe with all your heart that you can do what you are made to do. It may be tough at times, but refuse to follow some preordained path or look to everyone else for permission. Make your own rules and have your own game plan. There is no happiness and success to be found by playing it safe and settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of leading. Read the book, The Giant Within. Point number 4, they educate themselves. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, and I quote, "Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever." End of quote. Life is a book, and those who do not educate themselves read only a few pages. When you know better, you live better and feel better about yourself. Self-loving people are keyed into this, and they know that all education is self-education. It doesn't matter if you are sitting in a college classroom or in a coffee shop. We don't learn anything if we don't want to learn. Those who take the time and initiative to pursue knowledge on their own time are the only ones who earn a real education in this world. Take a look at any widely acclaimed scholar, entrepreneur, artist, or historical figure you can think of. Formal education or not, you will find that he or she is a product of continuous self-education, investing copious amounts of time and energy to improve oneself, which, for obvious reason, is one of the highest forms of self-love. You always have to invest in yourself. Point number 5, they feed their passions and talents. If your life is going to mean anything, you have to live it yourself. You have to choose the path that feels right to you, not the one that looks right to everyone else. Every person in this world feels the gentle tug of fascination towards some idea or activity, and sometimes that tug isn't so gentle. Self-loving people recognize and respect their inner longings as something important, and they devote their time and energy to nourishing those desires. They know that nourishing their inner hunger is more important than any fears they might have about what feeding it looks like to others. Always feed your soul. So my challenge to you is this: live your life not as a bystander. Live in this world, on this day, and every day hereafter as an active participant. Every morning, ask yourself, what is really important to me? And then find the courage, wisdom, and willpower to build your day around your answer. It takes courage to follow your heart's desire. It is a cowardly act to become what other people want of you. Point number 6. They teach people how to treat them right. Not everyone will appreciate what you do for them. You have to figure out who is worth your attention and who is just taking advantage of you. If your time and energy is misspent on the wrong relationships, you can end up in a tedious cycle of fleeting friendships, superficial romances that are as thrilling as they are meaningless, and a general sense of wondering why you always seem to be running in place chasing affection. That is why self-loving people approach relationships from a place of self-respect and self-sufficiency. They don't expect everyone to like them, and they don't need everyone to. They know that what they need to feel loved and respected, and they know what they have to offer to others. So they gently teach the people around them about their boundaries, and if these boundaries are crossed repeatedly, they have enough sense to walk away. Point number 7, they uphold their standards. What is dreadful is to pretend that second rate is first rate, to pretend that you don't need love and respect when you do, to lie to yourself and say that everything is okay when it isn't, or to convince yourself that you like your work when you know damn well you are capable of much better. Bottom line is, love yourself enough to never lower your standards for the wrong reasons. It's about living honorably. It's about doing the right thing, no matter what, even when nobody's going to know whether you did it or not. At the end of the day, your reputation is what other people know about you. Your honor is what you know about yourself. Are you living your truth? Point number 8. They are present and engaged in the only moment ever guaranteed to them. Self-loving people value themselves, and therefore they value how they spend their time. They realize that the only moment they ever truly have is the present moment, so they occupy it fully. Distractions are in the palms of our hands these days, but we need to remember to look up more often. We need to learn to be more human again. Don't avoid eye contact. Don't hide behind gadgets. Smile often. Ask people about their stories. Listen. So much is lost when we don't. The inability to focus in the present leads to a lack of awareness, which can lead to major challenges in communication and therefore trouble in our most important relationships. You can't connect with anyone, including yourself, unless you're fully engaged. And you can't be fully engaged when you Facebooking or Snapchatting your life away on your phone. You just can't. If you are constantly attached to your phone and only listening with your eyes as your eyes are checking for the next social media update, you are ripping yourself of actually experiencing real relationships and real life. The same is true for texting too. Yes, a mixed memory is worse than a missed text. Read the book, The Power of Now. Point number 9, and wait for point number 10, which is my favorite. Point number 9, they share their abundance. Self-loving people don't need to have it all, or even much at all, to feel wealthy enough to share with others. They know they have it good in some way or another, and they aren't scared to share it. Maybe you are feeling a little down and out right now. Maybe money is tight, but I bet you, if you think long and hard about it, you have some kind of abundance that you could share right now with someone else. Perhaps you have an abundance of patience, so you could be a listening ear. Perhaps you have an abundance of knowledge on a particular niche topic that you could share. Or maybe you have an abundance of strength compared to your elderly neighbor. So you could carry a grocery up the front step for her. Even in abundance of smiles can go a long way in brightening the day of others around your path. And as you know, life is a circle. What goes around eventually comes back. Point number 10. They don't beat themselves up over the uncontrollable. Self-loving people know there are times in our lives when we are meant to sit, stuck in the muck, and fester for a little while. When we need to feel the ache of uncertainty and deep in our hearts and minds, so that ultimately we learn how to surrender to the fact that as much as we might try to plan and control and force an outcome, some things in life don't happen until they are ready to happen. And sometimes the good things happening end too soon. But again, self-loving people don't fight it. They know these endings are the perfect time for self-reflection that can lead to self-renewal, gratitude for our experiences, and a solid start to new chapters of our lives. I will give you a closing exercise. Divide a piece of paper into 2 columns. In one column, write down all the things you like about yourself, your personal strength, difficult situations you've overcome, people whose lives you've touched, personal accomplishments, and values that increase your self-respect. On the other side, make a list of your personal weaknesses or issues that you still struggle with. Perhaps you are selfish sometimes, or avoid taking responsibility, or maybe you haven't followed through with your commitments. Whatever these issues are, bring them out into the light of day to be examined, and they will automatically feel less shameful. At the end of the exercise, read both the strengths and the weaknesses column aloud. Next, put your hand on your heart and tell yourself, I quote, I'm strong, I'm weak, I'm flawed, I'm broken, I'm learning, I'm vulnerable, I'm human. And despite all this, I give myself permission to love myself unconditionally. I am a growing, evolving being who uses past mistakes as fuel for my journey of growth. I accept myself as I am, and I set an intention to become the best version of me. Reread and re-listen to that post and do this exercise often. Spend time meditating on the habits and patterns in your life that serve you and those that hold you back. Connect with the pain that disconnection from yourself has caused and hold it gently in your awareness. By doing these things, you will grow in self-awareness, mindfulness, and self-love. And when you learn it is enough to be you, you'll also learn to accept and love other people with a more compassion and less judgment. And I would love you to share at the end of this video which of these points resonated with you. Number 5 is my favorite. I'm just human being like you. I ache. I feel pain. I lose sometimes. I lose my temper. But every single day I remember that I'm just human. My job in this world is to grow. I'm not too hard on myself, and I know I'm enough.